An opening comment on what was just a throb tonight, a good saying.
Yeah, so I thought that we came off of a weekend where we didn't score a lot of goals, but we created chances. And I thought tonight we took 4 shots and scored on 3. And obviously, I thought that changed the game for the first 20 minutes. We weren't very good. I think that was more about San Diego than us. They're big, they're strong, they're physical, and so it took us a while to get going a little bit. But obviously, when you score 3 goals like that, we made the comment it was the best. It was the worst 20 minutes that we've played in a long time, and we got 3 goals. So I guess we'll take that. I thought the goal at the start of the second half was really key, and I thought that was a ball that we've been waiting to hit, get Nick going. We got a Hinga going. So again, I thought anytime you can beat and I think they're a good team, and there's a reason why they should have beaten Duke with 15 seconds left. So again, it's a good effort by the guys, and I thought that our defense, we have some things obviously to still work on, but it's a tough battle in that box with those guys banging you every single time.
Tim, can you talk about Josue's play tonight, that great assist, the great serve to Kevin for make it 2-0, and then that incredible bicycle kick play off the top of the 18 that sent it to Dalton, and Dalton just had like 3-9-40.
Yeah, all he had to do was just run and tap it in.
But neither one of those happened without Josue.
Yeah, we know Josue we've been saying for quite a while, he's playing at a completely different level right now. He's very comfortable on the ball, he's making things happen. The first 20 minutes, part of our problem was our inability to find him, which is why we had to move things around after 20 minutes, push him in the middle of the park, get him on the ball a little bit more. And the minute he gets on the ball, then the attack starts to go somewhere. So he played very, very well tonight. And again, I thought that you play these games where they take on their own life. Some games they're not going to be goals. You knew tonight there was going to be goals. You just felt like they could score. I knew we could score, and I hope that we scored more than them at the end. But yes, Josue obviously played very well tonight.
Jake, if you have questions for the players.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Kevin, let's get you out of here because you're not feeling so well. You didn't look like you weren't feeling so well. Now San Diego doesn't feel very well, and you had a lot to do with that. Talk about those first 2 goals, and you got that's your shot, top of the 18, somewhere around there, because you can rifle that in. But then that flick off the Josue service.
I already had a shot against Ohio on the last game, which was really close to that, and then we talked about that. I have to bring the ball on target, and I just tried to do that. And today it worked out. It was a good shot. I hit it perfectly, so it goes in. I have to take these shots and keep going with them, so you never know if it goes in or not. Today was lucky; it was going in.
And Josue, the service, it looked like you barely got a flick, but you got enough to get it into that far post. From where I was, it almost looked like it cleared you, but you got enough of a flick. When you do the double somersault, then I know it's your goal.
In the last practice, we trained a lot on crossing and finishing. And we spent the last, I would say, 30 minutes just on crossing and finishing. And I think today you just saw it, that we trained it and we scored 5 goals. And at the end, it's a win. It doesn't matter how we play today; it's just a win at the end.
I'm done with you, so you go so you feel better. Tim, before I get to Dalton, Tim, can I ask you, that's a play that you've talked about for many years, where you can make that perfect cross. You had 2 guys in the box. You had Kevin, I think Nick in the box. But you make the perfect cross where it's almost a shot to the back post, and the keeper has to decide, am I going to defend what could be a header, or am I going to go and try to get this ball at the back post? Was it that kind of play?
You can probably ask Dalton in terms of the amount of time we've spoken about the corner kicks and set pieces, and then we talked about our service, and then obviously we've had over 100 crosses in the first 3 games, including Westmont, and our percentage has been very low in terms of quality service, and I think that's one of the reasons why Nick has had many opportunities. I thought we spent a lot of time this week. We stayed after practice. I think we went 20-30 minutes past practice working on getting the service in the box. But the key is and even today, our pregame before we went to eat lunch today, we showed all of Nick's goals the past 2 years, which were all scored by head balls. So we discussed the kind of ball that has to be hit, and you saw the one that was floated back post that Nick headed in. That's the ball we've been looking to hit. If it's not Nick on the back post, then we want to drive something, because then it sets up Mahinga, sets up Kevin, it sets up another player that's running through the box. So it's either floated back post or driven across. And in either case, we have an opportunity to score either one. Obviously, Josue put the ball right where Kevin can get up for it, and obviously put it on Frank.
And Dalton, what a great job by you tonight. Talk about that play in midfield where Josue does, his bicycle kick and the ball's coming right at you. You've only got one guy on your side, and you made a good first touch, turned, and took off. Tell us about that play.
Oh, it was just an unbelievable ball in. I mean, Josie put it right where he wanted to, like right into the space, and I just got there first, got my touch, and just tried to use my pace to get around the corner, and 1v1 with the keeper, I just slotted it. So
Yeah, and as you got by the defender, I think it was six, the defender, the German who can run, but as you got by him, and now Olsen's coming off his line, did you have to change your angle, your shot, or did you hit it where you wanted to? You got a piece of it, but
I just tried to put it on Frank. He was coming out wide, so I just tried to put it through his legs, and it went through. He got a little touch, but it got in.
yeah,
So,
got a little chip out there tonight, didn't it?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Talk about you guys being the cooler heads prevailing with that, because if you get emotional, that got really nasty at the end of the first half. But if you lose your emotions, you could lose the game.
Yeah, we just try and settle everyone down, especially when we came in the locker room. I mean, there's always hot heads coming in after something like that, but just make sure we cool it down and try not to give up any cards, or definitely not get anyone sent off, and just make sure we keep our heads and keep working. So,
Dalton, great. My last one for you, Tim. It did get chippy, especially at the end. Thank you, Dalton.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Especially at the end of the first half. Mahinga was really upset. Pugh was upset. Is that why Mahinga didn't play second half? I mean, is that something you can comment on, or?
Yeah, I mean, he was very upset when we came back in the locker room. So it didn't make much sense. He already had a yellow in the game off that play. He worked really hard in the first half. So the thing is, you have to be like, you just can't, you could come back in and try to regain your composure. I didn't think he was necessarily in a great frame of mind to go back in the second half. And besides that, I mean, I think you saw just a little bit of Noah tonight. So there's a lot going on there. So that's going to be a nice combination that we have up front, where we are hoping to. I don't want to drag Nick. I mean, he played another 88 minutes, so I do have to regulate his minutes just a little bit. But as you can see, Noah is getting there. Noah came in with a strained knee, so missed preseason, and we've been trying to get his fitness up to where he could play like I thought he did tonight. I thought he was very effective coming in for Hinga. And again, every team is going to need to have that combination to get through the season. So I thought Noah did very well coming in, and that I didn't feel like there was a need at that point to bring Hinga back in.
Were you concerned about the tempers flaring and the chippiness out there?
Well, we were concerned with 10 minutes left because the score is 5-2, and they seemed more interested at that point than finishing somebody. So the problem with the substitution rule is you can only sub on your throw-ins, basically. So I was trying to get Josue off the field. I was trying to get guys off the field that, especially for carrying yellow. I thought Sam played exceptionally well tonight, by the way, and I thought he did really well because, of course, he picked up a yellow 2 minutes in. And Sam last year, I don't think he makes it through that game last year. So I thought he did very well keeping his composure, and it was a stupid tackle in the first 2 minutes to pick up a yellow as a center back going nowhere, but he regained his composure, and I thought played very well. He won most of those balls that you saw coming out of those box.
Yeah.
That was him. Lamar got thrown in there and battled for us and won his head balls, so that's a tough spot to put a 17-year-old. Kevin comes out and you got to put Lamar in a 4-2 game right in the middle of the field. And I thought he battled for us. I thought he won his head balls. So these are all the young players that are getting a lot of great experience right now, and it's going to pay off for us down the road. But every time we put one of these players in the field, our young players, Mateo played very well tonight as well. So I just thought that we've had a really good recruiting class if you look at the contribution we're getting from, in particular, those three players.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.